just wanna have a good time.
Hey yo,
Wanna have a good time.
Nitro.
We just wanna have a good time.
Oh yeah,
No time for the drama. Come on. Hey, hey, we just wanna have a good time.
good time,
We just wanna have a good time.
good time,
We just wanna have a good time.
good time.
No time for the drama.
Everybody in the place, they was throwing their hands up. Everybody in the place, they was throwing their hands. Everybody in the place, they was throwing their hands up. Everybody in the place, they was throwing their hands.
I just wanna have a good time. They calling me JJ, cause I got the mic posted up with the DJ. Please no requests, I'm repeating what he say. We got it under control, it's cool like Cool J. Now when the needle drop and the record spin, give me a scratch to let me know where the song begin. His shoulder hold the headphone with one ear so he can hear the monitor and mix the record real clear.
It's okay,
I said it's okay,
cause I'm with the DJ.
cause I'm with the DJ.
It's okay,
I said it's okay,
cause I'm with the DJ.
cause I'm with the DJ.
Everybody in the place, they was throwing their hands up.
Everybody in the place, they was throwing their hands.
Everybody in the place, they was...
Let's go. Yeah. I can hear sweat trickling down your cheek.
Lock and load. Hey yo, my nickname Jigsaw, cut you in half. I'm about to show the meaning of lyrical bloodbath. You should go take a bath, dog, dusty and dirty. When I'm 42 and rhyming, I'ma still be worthy. And I'ma be all-time top 3. The reason I can shoot, cause y'all don't matter to me. I done been there and done that. My stats is dumb fat. And for the record, I'm just stating facts, now run that. Line them up and knock them down. I run this town. It's just a matter of opinion. Now calm down. My mind is like the combine. I only get one time to prove that my 40-time rhymes are sublime. I inspire rappers, y'all call them a MC. The difference my end in a lowercase e. I lit your pilot, you was waiting to blow. You ain't never been on fire, I'm just letting you know. Sincerely Nitro.
We doing featherweight. Monkey shots to make you never say them.
Lock and load.
I can hear sweat trickling down your cheek.
We doing featherweight. Monkey shots to make you never say them. Lock and load.
I guarantee you it'll be your very last time breathing.
Double-edged sword, I'll bang your backboard. Dressed in all white, the home team, they clap for you.
Hey guys, happy Saturday. Nice to see you here. Just going to do a very quick call today. I did promise I'll give you an update on what we discussed the other day. We had a very good meeting. Definitely got a distinctive strategy planned, which I'm going to clue you guys in on because you are wonderful members and obviously you deserve to hear what's going on. So apart from that, we're going to do a little bit of news. I've fished out a couple of pretty good articles. Now, one of them isn't really an article, it's a collection of articles, which I'm going to share with you guys the link to that because it's from a very, very reliable source and, you know, a high flyer in the finance industry. But just want to show you what we're up against here. It's a constant thing that we're always talking about on these calls, and that is the perception that the press is giving people. And this is what we're up against, unfortunately, with the metaverse, because people still have this crazy perception that the metaverse is going to require people to have a headset. I also have a misconception that Meta pretty much invented the metaverse. If Mark Zuckerberg disappears, the metaverse will disappear, whereas the reality is he jumped on the bandwagon long before the bandwagon, you know, long after the bandwagon had already started to move. So he saw it as an opportunity to sell headsets, and he's not helped give this impression as well, which is quite the reverse of what needs to happen for the mass adoption that will occur for the metaverse. You know, if it requires buying a $300 to $1,500 headset, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. You know, people pay less for a car than $1,500 to buy a blooming headset to jump into the metaverse. So obviously that's not the reality. But unfortunately, it's what the press are always showing. Like you look up, I challenge you now, you look up the word metaverse and do a Google image search on it. Probably 95% of the images will have somebody wearing a headset. It's ridiculous and it's just not accurate. VR is very much like to me, it's like saying that somebody can't listen to music unless they've got Beats by Dre headphones. You know, your ears aren't good enough to listen to music by themselves. You need Beats by Dre. And obviously, VR headsets enhance your experience, but they cannot be the only way. And this, to me, is the future of the metaverse. You want somebody, Decentraland are working on this right now, and there's a reason, because they want people to be able to jump in on their phones like they can with voxels, and that's why we're hosting our events in voxels, and I'm going to get to that shortly. So let's have a look at this article which I came across, and it's usual mainstream media stuff. You know, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I can see why some people would, get fed up with the mainstream media. Whatever happened to the metaverse? You know, this is the headline that they've decided is relevant. And it's purely an article based on VR, based on Mark Zuckerberg, and even mentions Apple. It just talks about whilst Meta is gunning for mainstream appeal, it feels like a niche hobby with only a few people talking about their metaverse experiences. Having spent $36 billion on the metaverse since 2019, is Mark Zuckerberg committed to a sunk cost fallacy? So obviously this article, I'll send a link to it once it's finished here, so you can read it and laugh at it. But yeah, this guy talks about going into Meta's adventure world. I zoomed around a town in the Wild West, owning a Colt action revolver, trading shots with other avatars, etc. So, and this shows you again, he's talking about Meta alone, because in the midst of another group, a man named Mom Smasher shouted at one of the assembled, "You ain't got no legs," and cackled. Because basically, well, this is obviously, even though this article is published only very recently, the experience this guy has had must have been a while ago, because up until not very long ago, avatars in Meta didn't have any legs for some mad reason. So again, it just talks about, again, Horizon World, which is Meta. And again, now, finally, they do mention another project. The median sale price for virtual land in Decentraland has declined 90% from about 9,000 to 1,240, according to Meta. Now, that's the average. But if you want to buy something in a very nice area, a very populated area, you're talking $18,000. So that is the average. That's from the high to the low. And actually, as well as that's the only message, that's the only mention that Decentraland actually gets on this, unfortunately, because they keep talking back all about Meta. It's committed to the long-term vision. We're clear this is a long-term investment, and we continue to advance through the metaverse, blah, blah, blah. Again, now they talk about Apple, because Apple are launching a new headset. Again, this perception that they're giving people that VR and metaverse are 100% linked, and you cannot have one without the other. which is crazy. Headsets are still too clunky to be a viable alternative to Zoom. What I don't understand what this person's saying. So again, it's a bit crazy. I mean, there's Miguel, for example. He gets motion sickness. Sylvia, if she has a headset on too long, gets motion sickness. So I'm sure there's a legions of people like them who are the same thing. So Mark Zuckerberg should probably drop his overtures to enterprise users and focus on making the metaverse fun for socializing and gaming, areas he seems to have made a decent start. Whereas chasing too many strategies will slow things down and investors may lose their patience. This whole article is, to me, it's diabolical, it's misleading, it's inaccurate, and it only mentions one other metaverse project, which is Decentraland, which, to be honest, is probably growing faster than any other metaverse project that's out there. And it's only going to continue to do so. They're way ahead of their schedule. The guy who runs Decentraland already said that currently the metaverse is like, watching an old black and white movie compared to what it will be. And they actually never thought the product was even ready, but unfortunately they had to go with what they had because the eyes of the world came on when Meta jumped in. So it's a very bad article, badly written article. Let's have a look at something slightly better. If you don't mind, we'll move it on. Now, here's a company. I did send you the link to that just for a read. It's a good one to read. It's always good to read badly written articles so you can understand what you're up against when you're talking to people about the metaverse. This is what people think. They don't know you can jump in on a phone. They think you need a headset. They think it's to do with Mark Zuckerberg. These are the problems that we have. Now, this is an amazing article, and this is from McKinsey and Company, finance company, huge. Now, these are the guys who predicted that it has the potential to generate $5 trillion in value by 2030. Okay, this is McKinsey and Company. Now, what they've kindly done is, I'm not going to go through all of these guys, but look, they've made a list of links. Check out these 10 insights to understand both the opportunities and risks of what some are calling the next iteration of the internet, and then dive deeper with more insights in our special collection, McKinsey on the Metaverse. So this, for me, if you want to do some education over the weekend, please jump into this and read the whole thing. It's absolutely incredible. So it's just down to here. So if you look at this, they've got a link to their own guide. They've got a CEO's guide. They've got a what is the metaverse, value creation in the metaverse, 550, make way for the metaverse. Even in the metaverse, women remain locked out of leadership roles, which is quite disturbing. Digital twins, the foundation of the enterprise metaverse. Marketing in the metaverse, an opportunity for innovation and experimentation. And fashion forward in the metaverse. These are all standalone articles. They also, if you click on this link, I think it was this link where they have their full guide. But this whole, obviously, you've got a full article there. And look at this at the end. The case for optimism is right there. This is a very positive, accurate article. Thank God for once. I think it was this value creation one that I looked up, because in amongst this, there's actually a link. Look, download full report. If you click that button, this report is free. Now, I was expecting to click this button and get charged for it, but no. Let's have a look. The full PDFs there. Look at that. Value creation in the metaverse. And that's a complete 75 pages, a study into the metaverse and Web 3.0. Look at that. It's just I'm going to download that definitely right now. So I have it. But, you know, this is an amazing read. Just this alone. It's got that much depth of research in it. You know, it makes that other article I just showed you look like something a child had written. This is proper financial projections based on proper research, not based on what people's perception of the metaverse is, based on facts, talking to real people, real players in Web 3.0. Use cases beyond gaming are not just in the future, they're already emerging. All these experts. So definitely, please, if you do nothing else, jump in there and read that. So if I'll get you this, I'm going to send this article to you. Let's go back to the start. This article you'll find right here. 10 must reads on the metaverse. Look at this. Look at this. This is the best resource I have come across recently. I'm definitely going to be delving into it and reading every single part of it. There's 10 bits there, all written by experts, digital twins. Let's have a look at that one. And that's exactly right. This is already happening. Imagine this future in the enterprise, a digital version of your end-to-end supply chain from raw materials to delivery continuously replicates in real time. It's linked to supplier information, so it provides an early warning of a disruption in one vendor's production capabilities. You know, just this is the use case. This is the industrial use that I mentioned, and we've already featured in an article that I wrote in ROR magazine. Was why the metaverse is inevitable. No matter what those idiots in that News 24 article think, it's already happening. These people are finding a use case for it to make sure that this happens. It's happening with or without us already. The fact that you're here makes you very intelligent, and you've already made a very good decision, guys. You know, but that article, please click on it, and if you want to get the, I'll just click the value creation link, which I'm going to post right now. That will take you, give you the link to download that full report from McKinsey. So, you know, this is a multi-billion-dollar company who are projecting that the metaverse is going to be a multi-trillion-dollar industry, and you're here. You're already here when other people are going, oh, that's a load of nonsense, which is brilliant for you and me. We're here before these people go, oh, hang on a minute, there's something in this in maybe 6 months' time, a year's time, 2 years' time, and they all flock to get in like the Klondike Gold Rush. You're already here with your panning for gold before anybody else even believes it's real. My own sister is a doctor, and she's kind of mockingly talking about, you know, when I talk to her, she even mocks what I'm doing. And I just said, well, it doesn't matter. I said, you know, I'm going to mention it, but I just said to her, it doesn't matter what you believe or don't. It doesn't matter what I believe or don't. It's happening already. And I listed her companies and use cases and medical use cases that are already happening. So people, you know, guys, you're here at the stage when people might mock you. That's when people make money. And that's when the right time to be here, before everybody knows that, you know, flocks to it. There's no point in getting into developing mobile phones anymore. Most of the money of that, the big money in that, I used to work in that industry years ago. Um, and I got into that industry just before Nokia got into that industry, and everybody in the world practically at that point suddenly bought a Nokia. That's when I got into the mobile phone industry. I was working for a guy. I was managing some of his stores all over the UK. So, this is the time. Okay, so anyway, guys, please read that article. This is your ammunition when you come up against some idiot who doesn't understand this. Give them that. Don't tell them anything about, the beauty of these tools, the beauty of this information is this. As I said, my family, my sister only knows me as a graphic designer. She only knows me as a guy who makes videos. So probably in her head, she's thinking, what does he know about this? What does he know about this? By showing that article from McKinsey, who are a massively respected company, I just say, read that. All that information, all those reports, all that research, all those experts, it ceases to become about what you or I know about the metaverse. You put that information in front of them, there's no comeback. Just say, no, read that. Don't listen to me. Read that. Dead simple. Where is our followers? Not sure what you're on about. Don't actually. Well, you're here, so you're one. How you doing? Okay, so nice to see you here because we haven't seen you. I don't think we've seen you much here before, unfortunately. Okay, so yeah, but use these tools, guys. This is what the reason we do it is because the tools, sharing an article like that, it just ceases to become what you know about it or anybody else knows about it. Just use the tools that we've given. Use the tools. Okay. I've got Sylvie here. Hello.
Hi, hi, hello. Sorry for the delay. I was preparing myself for 2 p.m., but I forgot the time change.
Well, I just shared this cool article which I'll put a link to. It's great. It's really, really good. It's one of the best things I've seen, to be honest. And it's McKinsey and Co. on the metaverse. I'll just put this in the private chat. But literally, all I was doing was this. Now, I don't know whether you've got something you're dropping, Sylvie.
Well, to be honest, I was going to, but because I didn't finish. So let's leave it for next week. I was actually preparing I was actually preparing about metaverse fundamentals, but I just realized, I'm late, 1 hour late, so I didn't manage to finish.
It's okay. We've got that one in the bank for next time. Or
Yeah.
But yeah, that article, as I said to people, it's got 10 metaverse must reads, and it's from McKinsey and Co. And also includes the complete report that they did, which led them to say that it's going to be worth 5 trillion by 2030. The full PDF report, which is 75 pages long. And as I said to the guys listening, my own sister mocks what I do. And I said to them, I said, she's a doctor. I said, well, it doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't actually matter because it's happening already. But people like that, if you hand them that information from those guys, McKinsey and Co., all the research, all the experts that they've spoken to, and all the money they've spent in researching that and delivering that report. Now, I was expecting to have to pay for that report, but it's free. If you deliver that to somebody, it then ceases to become about what, Andy? or Sylvie or anybody else thinks of the metaverse. There's factual information by somebody way better qualified than me, and they're they're firmly in the belief that this is the next iteration of the web. So it ceases to become what I think or anybody else thinks about it. They have done the research. It's that simple. It's like remove yourself. It's came from, I suppose, it's an old network marketing thing that, you know, if you're trying to get somebody involved in a network marketing operation, you bring in a third party and take yourself out of the process. It then doesn't matter. So if it's like a health and well-being company that look at me and go, what the heck does this guy know about health and well-being? Well, I don't do it. I introduce them to somebody else, and that person then becomes the expert. And it doesn't matter what I know about health and well-being. So yeah, please share these things, because that is world class. That is. I did also do another ridiculous article, which was from a news company. Whatever happened to Metaverse? Again, talking about Meta, talking about Mark Zuckerberg. So we've had the good and the bad on this call already. But folks, this was good. One of the things we said we were going to do today is to tell you what we were talking about the other day. Myself and Sylvie and the rest of the guys, we had a meeting, and we've come up with a sort of, there's a couple of strategies that we're definitely going to do many more of. We're going to do less of these. We'll keep this call because this call has a lot of good content. It's got news. It's got Sylvie doing training. So we'll do a news and training call Saturday thing. But most of the rest of the calls are just opportunity calls, you know, and I'm sure you don't want to hear me going through the slides every day, the same slides over and over, over and over and over and over, in Spanish, in Portuguese, or whatever, in English. So those are going to be recordings. They're just an opportunity for you to share the whole thing with people who speak those languages or speak English. So that's what those are. The other thing, however, we are going to do, now I couldn't do it yesterday. There was gamers space was on. Unfortunately, I couldn't do that yesterday. I had to do some stuff. My other half's mum's in hospital. Had to do some bits and pieces, but that will, whilst that call didn't look that populated, I was watching it, and basically that call, there were about 40, 50 people on it. The actual statistic on that call, I showed the guys last night, the actual number of people who witnessed that call were 672 people tuned in at some point on that space. 672 people on the previous call, sorry. So these are getting a big audience. So we're definitely, I'm talking to a guy called Andy, who I've met via kindly Elaine, and I'm also talking to Raekwon. Raekwon's giving us all sorts of amazing collaboration potentials. So we're going to do a lot of collaborations, and we're going to do a lot of spaces. That's where we need to be working. We need to be working in Twitter, not so much on Facebook. Facebook's fraught with problems, and I think most of our audience probably originally came through the traditional social media spaces, you know, Facebook, etc. So we need to talk to a different audience, and so did you guys. You know, we need to hear from other people. We need to add brand new blood to this whole project. So we're going to do that in Twitter Spaces. We're going to do a lot more of those. We're going to do a lot more collaborations. And I've got news with that, in that regard, about the Gamers Assemble. So let me just share that again. I'll just share my little screen, entire screen. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So this is our Gamers Assemble. Now the original plan for this was we were going to, well, we're doing it on Saturday, 24th of June, 10 a.m. To 5 p.m. Okay, so we are still doing it at that time. Now the original plan was we were going to bring a load of people to it, and it's free to attend. We were going to charge people who wanted to exhibit at Gamers Assemble, but we've now thought that because it's the first ever event of this kind that we've done, we need to ensure it's a success. We need to ensure there's a load of people there. So what we're going to do is we're going to do collaborations with a lot of game suppliers, game creators, and anybody who collaborates with us, we're going to give them a booth for the day, the days leading up to it, and for the event, on proviso that they show their booth off to people and tell people they're going to be here. We'll also get their logo stuck on this poster as well. So we're going to collaborate with a lot of these game suppliers as well. That is the plan. So we haven't scrapped it or anything like that. We're just not going to make a rod for our own backs, because the thing about it is we'd have to oh, thanks, Victor. That's good. No, it wasn't like it's nothing. It was a procedure. Just having a hip replacement, but it's just that. Okay. So, we were originally going to sell booths at it, but to ensure that we sold booths at it, we would therefore have to have about maybe 500, 1,000 people already signed up to attend the event. Otherwise, these guys go, why am I paying to exhibit? So what we're going to do instead is do these collaborations. These guys will hopefully then share their booths on social media and tell people they're going to be there and bring their audiences to where? The Gmeta Arena. So they're going to get exposed to us as well as other games. They're going to get exposed. So we're going to have the whole Gmeta Arena filled with gamers, Generation Z people, the people we need, people who understand crypto, people who understand the metaverse, people who understand games. That's what we need right now in coming into our project. And collaboration, I'm seeing that much more on these spaces. The people who attend those spaces, the Web3 people, they're nice people, and they're there to help each other. They understand that, there's guys coming on there with games, different games. They don't see the other guys as competition. They're all in this together. They understand it. And I'm seeing that much more by attending these spaces. So very much so, Gamers Assemble is going to be there. Please, if you're on this call, guys, I don't know what the problem is here, but we've shared this with quite a few people. I can see who signed up for it. It's free. Just sign up for it, because we're going to start doing draws leading up to this, and those draws are going to be available. These are going to be available to people only who have registered for this event. Okay, all the draws between now and the event pretty much are going to be open to everybody, even outside Gmeta. This is what we're going to promote on these spaces. We're going to promote this event. That's what we're promoting. The rest of it, they can discover for themselves. I'm going to focus on the event and giveaways based on people signing up for the event and doing these collaborations to bring in these game guys, the people who are building games, and guess what? All the people who follow them as well. That's the plan. So hopefully, guys, you like the sound of that. We're going to be working hard. We always do, but we're going to be working harder. And actually, it's going to free up. Not doing a lot of these calls will free me up to do more of these spaces. Once we get Miguel back, he can help us out on the spaces as well. And we're hoping that'll be not too far away. Hasn't been too well. He's well, he's just had a problem with one of his eyes. So hopefully he'll be back soon. And you know, you need us to work smarter. That's pretty much it. You don't need us to work harder. You just need us to work smarter, and that's what we're gonna do. There you go. Anything to add, Sylvie?
I think Andy, you said everything.
Yeah, I think it's yeah, we're passionate about this, guys. We're passionate. Don't worry about that. But there's no point in us doing the same calls all the time. We will certainly do this call, however. We will do this call 100%. And keep it like this. Keep it about news. Keep it about training. Definitely. Because we want to talk to you guys as well, but we want to talk to new people. Without new people, there's no new money. Without new money, we do not get closer to our target. The other thing that we definitely all agreed on is this thing launches by the end of this year. Okay, that's come from, the very top. Okay, guys, so, we're all in this together. Let's make it work. But please, the guys on the first few spaces that I joined, they were blown away because as soon as they started the space, all these Gmeta logos showed up. And guys, if you can do that, these people, if you show up in some of these spaces, these guys are going to go, wow, there must be something going on here. Look at all these people. And that's what, that's what's going to get these guys excited about what we're doing as well. Thank you for showing up, guys. So please continue to do so. And we'll keep you adrift of the spaces. I'll get some sort of schedule put in there so that you know in advance when they are and if you can attend, because they are a lot of different time zones, but we'll try and keep you up to date with when they are. But it's it's fairly easy to jump on board, even if you're kind of working or something. You can still just listen in potentially and show your face. That would be amazing. Okay, folks, I think that's it for today. Don't forget to read. Please read that McKinsey and Co. thing. I'll ask you questions. I'm going to give you homework next week, and you need to have it done. Otherwise, we'll give you detention if you haven't read that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Sylvie.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you.
Okay, let's do this. And yeah, we'll be here next week, and Sylvie will definitely be delivering her latest training.
I
Last
just
week,
make sure that the 2 p.m. is 1 p.m. for me. That's what it just messed me up today.
Yeah, it's definitely. Sorry, I'm going to say 2 p.m. Eastern Standard.
Yeah, so it's 1 p.m. for me.
Yeah, 2 p.m. EST. Okay, guys, we'll see you next Saturday. I will see you on the spaces. We'll keep you up to date with when those are. Okay, folks. Guys, if you've got your own ideas, please feel free to let us know. We're open to ideas, and the spaces has come from somebody else, and we're going to run with that. If you've got anything else that you think might work, please don't keep it to yourself. Let us know. No matter if you think it's daft or crazy, we don't care. We'll do whatever. We'll do whatever it takes. Okay, guys, have a wonderful remainder of your weekend. Thanks for joining us today. Hope you learned something, and please read that report. It's incredible. Take care. Bye.
Bye.